guys, welcome to Cody the Car Guy. So today we've got a 2013 Sportster 1200, and what we're going to be doing is the oil change on these. Now these are dry sump systems, so what you're going to be looking for underneath the bike is pretty much, you're going to have a little hose comes down with a little plug in it, and so tools you're going to need are pretty simple. I use these right here and flathead screwdriver. This is used to take the hose clamp off of where the little plug is. And you're going to need a little low pan like this. Pretty simple. So let me go ahead and get under here, and I'm going to show you where it is. Now the part number, we're going to be putting on a K&N air oil filter. And the part number, we're going blah, 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 blah. So we're going to be using a K&N oil filter today, and it's the little chromed one. So it's the KN-171C. So that's the one we're going to be using on this. Now I've got a secondary oil pan over here for doing the oil filter. So right now what we're going to do is I'm going to go and show you where the plug is. We're going to pull it out. Start. I'm going to go ahead and show you where it is. We're going to get that going, and then we'll go ahead and get the oil filter done at the same time. Alright, pretty much this is where you're going to be draining your oil at. All you're going to do is loosen up the hose clamp. So get that all free. Once you got that free like that, you push it up just a little bit. Alright. And as you see, you want to go ahead and pull it down. So all you're going to do is go ahead and pull your pan out like this. And here comes the oil. Now you're also going to run ahead and run the bike before you do this, so it's nice and warm. Makes the oil come out a lot easier. And you're also going to go ahead and pop the top and twist it up to help it breathe. Alright. Oil's on its way out, so as it's filling up, we're going to go and do the oil filter real quick. Now while the rest of the bike is draining, we're going to go ahead and pull this filter off. We're going to go and replace the new one. I've already got the drain pan underneath it. Alright. Now while that's draining, we'll go ahead and wipe up some of the stuff. Get the new oil filter ready to go. I usually take my oil filter and I'll pour a little bit of oil in the filter before we put it in there. You don't want to fill it all the way up because it's a side mount type of a filter, so it'll pour back out, but you want it to kind of not be a dry start. No, it's a dry sump system and everything, but I always do that to my filters, and then put a little bit of oil around the ring of your filter. Always run a little bit around here when you put it back on. Helps it and make sure that the old O-ring didn't stick up in there, because sometimes that will, and you're not paying attention. You put it on, and then you have a big mess coming afterwards. So let's go and get the oil filter ready while the other stuff's draining, so we can get this knocked out. Okay, like I said, I go ahead and put the filter in the box, pour a little bit of oil in there, and then I let it sit for a few minutes, because your new filter element is actually going to soak up the oil. So once that's sitting there waiting, the other one is draining. We'll go ahead and get this one. So I take some of this new oil and run it right around the filter right here. Makes it a lot easier going on. So while that's soaking up into the element, we'll go ahead and finish cleaning up in here. Spray a little bit of brake cleaner up in there. Alright, time to put the oil filter in there. Get this already snugged up. And then we're going to clean the oil filter back off again. Get all the fingerprints off of it. Now, you don't want to use the wrench that you used to take them off. You don't want to use that for this. So for that, I've actually got a socket. For that, I've already got a socket, and I just barely snug it up. You do not really torque this down. This is just a snug thing by hand, and that's all you're going to need. Now, they're also on the K&Ns. You can go ahead, there is a hole there for safety wire. If you really want a safety wire, you can come back up into here, or you can drill a little hole for your oil filters for doing future safety wires. A lot of times you can do one of your bolts and safety wire back through. Just come through at an angle, and then you run your safety wire over. We're not going to safety wire this one. So this is already, the oil filter part's already done. So we're going to go ahead and finish the rest of the oil change. Okay, once you notice that the oil has stopped coming out of the drain tube down below, one of the things you want to go ahead and do is come up top, look in here, and as you see, when you look in there, it's empty. So that's pretty much when you dry some. This is your tank right here. So we're going to go ahead and put the plug back in, put the hose clamp back on, and we'll go ahead and add the oil off and get this thing done. Alright, once you've got it drained down, all we're going to do is put the plug back in it. So then we're going to tighten up the hose clamp. So make sure you get it all the way back up flush with that. Pull your hose clamp down right here. And we're going to tighten it up. Got a 1/4 inch little socket in there. Pretty tight little fit for a flathead in there. So, but if you tilt it down just right, you can get it with a flathead. If not, 1/4 inch socket and a little ratchet. Make sure you snug it up pretty good. Now again, you can also safety wire this, and if you go to safety wire it, all you do is put your safety wire through the end of your hose clamp over here. You pull this one down, and when you pull your twist on it, you come back around the head of your fastener right here. Pull it again, tighten it up, and then that way it'll hold it on if you decide to safety wire your hose clamp for your drain plug. So anyway, so that's done. So let's go ahead and top this system off and get this oil change done. Okay, time to top it off. Alright, we're going to go and fire it up, get the oil running through the system a little bit, then we're going to double check and make sure everything is topped off at the full mark on this. So that's one of the things you want. It's going to be up here to the toppers, of course, that's full. So let's go and fire it up. We'll get it topped off, but that's your oil change on your 2013 1200 Sportster. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you on the next one. Video Night Videos out.